or Sacral Calibrations explained. If you want the exercise, you can see one of my many videos. This is going to be explaining sacral calibration in depth. What is a sacral calibration? What problem does it solve? How does it work? How does it connect to human design? And why does it feel so damn good? So what is a sacral calibration? It's an exercise. It's an opportunity to practice giving ahas and which is a sacral response, which is different than the mind. It's pre-mind. It's like when you smell something disgusting, or you smell something delicious and your mouth starts to water. It's a visceral, physical response. This is also a very low risk opportunity to practice. Sometimes things are high risk. Somebody says, hey, do you want to go to this party? And you're like, but you don't want to hurt their feelings. And so you say, oh, no, thanks, I'm good. Rather than just saying, But when you're disconnected from the sometimes you say, oh, you really want me to go? Yeah, I'll go. Even though you're, This brings us to the second question. What problem does it solve? Typically, overthinking is the problem that it solves. But the problem that it's really solving is disembodiment. It's the thinking without the head being actually attached to the body. Because the head in ajna, the mind, is very good at looking externally, identifying patterns, extrapolating scenarios, analyzing data, but it's not very good at tapping into what's going on inside of your body. That's what you have the body for. And human beings, we work top down and bottom up, which means the mind informs the body, but the body is also here to inform the mind. Now, how does this work? Simply, when something comes closer to you, that you can smell it or hear it or feel it on your body, that's typically when your sacral is going to respond. And the opportunity to practice this in a very low friction, low risk environment, this is how this works. Is because there's not necessarily a lot of consequences if you say something that, for instance, might hurt someone's feelings. It actually gives you an opportunity to reflect on like, oh, what is this? And so it's just an opportunity to wake that part of yourself up. Now, how does this connect to human design? This is what is really fascinating about this, because the sacral is just one of 9 centers in human design. This is the center for sexual creative life force energy. It generates a response to life. To things that are worthy of your time, it generates energy. To things that are not worthy of your time, it shuts down. And the question of what's worthy of your time, you look to this, not this. Again, this is the problem. Most people are up here trying to figure out if something is worth their time when their gut already knows and tells them. 70% of the world has what we call a defined sacral. These are the manifesting generators and generators. You are here to follow that as a strategy. You are here to follow the ahas and as a means of getting to the thing that is actually satisfying for you, doing the thing that is worth putting your energy into, or not doing the thing that is going to be frustrating for you because there's no energy and you're going to have to manipulate or bypass or maybe even harm yourself in order to do that thing. The other 30%, these are projectors, manifestors, and reflectors. They have an undefined sacral, meaning that their sacral is more yin, it's more receptive, it's going to pick up the energies of people around them, especially people that they're working with, people that they're sleeping with, people that they're spending a lot of time with. And this is where conditioning comes in. You can kind of see in this body graph here, there's a lot of other white centers, right? These white centers are oftentimes where we are going to very easily be conditioned to think the way another person thinks, feel the way another person feels, deal with stress the way another person deals with stress, or in this case, have sacral responses, gauge things on the satisfying, frustrating scale based on other people. Now, this doesn't mean that you don't have a sacral response, and you'll actually hear that a lot in the human design community. People say, oh, I don't have a sacral, so I don't really know. That's not what having an undefined sacral means. Having an undefined sacral is just that the response is less consistent, and that it's going to be more easily influenced by other people that are around you in the moment or that you've spent a lot of time. It's not, I don't have a sacral, I don't have sacral energy. It's the consistency is inconsistent. It's more like the moon as opposed to the sun. It's the vulnerability and sensitivity to other people's sacral energy. Because you could have a defined sacral and still suppress it, still ignore it. However, when you have an undefined sacral, sometimes it doesn't feel like you're ignoring it. It doesn't feel like you're suppressing it. But there's a version of you, your true sacral response, that's under the surface, that is just being covered up by other people's sacral response. We call that conditioning. Now for the last question, why does this feel so freaking good? And the answer might frustrate you because it is so damn simple. Life force energy, the reason you exist in a body is because two people followed the sacral response to each other and made you. This is life force energy itself. It's creative, it's sexual. This is why we have bodies. And the reason it feels good is because you're tapping into your own sexual creative life force. And whether you have trauma around sexuality or trauma around creative energy and creation and artistry, or you have none that you're aware, whatever. Every human being right now, because of the world we live in, is very much so up here. We're very much so in the head and ajna, looking externally into the world. Meditation, spirituality, all of this stuff that's like mental health, emotional health, all this, it's just getting you to look inward. And there are social things and hierarchies attached to them. There's sexual gratification, there's creative outlets, there's societal outlets, there's all these things connected to the core of why this feels so good. Is because this is not just a part of who you are. This is the thing that allowed you to be here. And whether you listen to it or not, it is still there. So when you start to pay attention to it, you start to cultivate a relationship to it, that feels good. Because nothing feels worse than being home, but feeling like a stranger in your own home. And that's what it's like when you make all the decisions from the head and ajna. When you think about your decisions, but you don't feel into, do I have energy for this? Do I not have energy for this? What is the impact on me? And this is a question that, whether your sacral is defined or undefined, everybody has asking this question. What's in it for me? And people love to try and be selfless because they think it's spiritual or healthy, whatever. But if you're not satisfied, how is it that you can bring satisfaction somewhere? How is it that you can add or contribute your energy if you are manipulating yourself in order to bring that energy to the table? The world, I believe, will be a lot better when more people have a relationship with their sacral, because they will be more honest and transparent with their energy. Which means that the people who are looking for each other will have an easier time finding each other, because they're not pretending to enjoy things that they don't actually enjoy. This is obviously a very deep subject that I could talk a lot about, and I actually do talk a lot about this. Like a lot. If you want to hear me talk more and read more of my writing and engage with me on a deeper level, if you want to learn this and how to take this one exercise with sacral calibrations and apply it to all these other centers, come check out the archive. Hopefully this explains sacral calibrations for you so you know a little bit more what you're doing. But even if you still don't get it, that's kind of the point. You don't have to get it. Just wake the body up and start being more considerate of your own body. Life will be much more satisfying. Practice does not make perfect. It makes permanent. So ask yourself, what are you going to practice?